Hey guys, this is Independent Sales Director Hope Davidson here, and I am so excited because I am going to tell you guys how to effectively have a pop-up show for your unit, not just for yourself, but for you and your people and their customers and your customers. So I'm going to give you kind of like a shell of what I typically do, how I kind of think with it, and what's really worked for me. I just did a live pop-up show and tell launch party for a new consultant because she just moved here. She's in the military. All of her family's out of town. She sold $1,000. It's ridiculous. I was so excited. Like, I just love doing it. Okay. So first of all, what is a pop-up show and tell? Basically, what a pop-up show and tell is a live video. You guys have all seen, you can go on Facebook, and instead of like typing a status, you can do a live video. So it's a live video in a separate event, which I'll go over how to do all of that in a little bit. Where you basically host a skincare class live on Facebook, or a color appointment, or whatever, for you and your people. And it's a really great way for consultants who maybe don't go out and hold appointments as much. They maybe are stuck at home, or they have like crazy hours at work or whatever. It's another way to maximize your business and their business. And it's just so cool. I love it. So I'm going to kind of give you the guideline. First, you want to choose what you want to do. Is it skincare? Is it color? Is it sun care? I did one on sun care, and it was so fun. It was so cool. I typically do skincare because I love it. I'll do a daytime skincare, a nighttime skincare. I'll try all the different skincares. It's really, really awesome. Then you want to pick a date. You don't want to have it too far out because people kind of forget. And I love the sense of urgency, like 24 hours, I'm hosting a pop-up, or in 48 hours, 3 days, whatever it is. Just make sure you pick a date that's not too far out. I wouldn't say more than 5 days. If you do that, you'll lose people. Then you want to create a quick flyer. I'm going to give you some examples of what a couple that I have done recently that have worked for me, and I think are really cute, really fun. But things you want to make sure you put on there, of course, the date and the time. You want to put an image of your product, and I use PicCollage. That's the app I use. It's a free app. It can be a little difficult to learn, but it's super easy once you do. When you're looking for something and you don't want a background, type in Timewise Miracle Set PNG, and it'll just come up with the skincare, which is really, really cool. So it won't have a background on it. You want to make sure, if you're going to be hosting it, which most likely you are, you can put your picture. If you're doing like a co-party with the sister sales director, or your sister consult, or one of your unit members, put your pictures on there featuring independent consultant Susie and her director, Hope Davidson, or independent sales director, Hope Davidson. Super fun. And somewhere in the corner on the top, wherever it looks good, make sure you put RSVP to your consultant to get added to the private event, because we want to make sure that these people that are being added to the event are not just being added. They're actually RSVPing, or people are talking to them, personally inviting them, and getting them really excited. So really quick, let me show you a couple examples that I have. Let me see. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. So this is one that I'm doing, and it just says pop up with my senior sales director, Anna Sandoval. Isn't she gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I can't even. So pop-up skincare show and tell with Anna and Hope. It has the date and the time, and because this was like a 24-hour one, we just made sure that we communicated with our consultants to individually and private message them. So you don't have to put RSVP to your consultant, but you can. But this is super cute. Let me make sure this is still, okay. Here's another example that I did. I absolutely love this one. I use it a lot. So tonight, pop-up nighttime show and tell, live Facebook event, Sunday, January 8th at 8:30 Eastern, message your consultant to be added. And so I added the products. I did a nighttime skincare routine. So those are just a couple of examples that you can use when you're creating a flyer. Don't spend a lot of time on it. It's totally okay. I love pictures of people on there, because it's like, ooh, I want to see what that person has to offer me. Then what you want to do is you want to create a Facebook event. Okay, you absolutely do not want to do this on your personal page, like a live video on your personal page. Okay, so you will be able to do a live video in your event, which is so cool. Now, what's really cool is there's different ways to do this. You can do this from your personal business page. Sometimes I create an event, like just as Hope Davidson, like that. But if you want to go into your business page, there's a way for you to create an event there as well. If you are part of a studio with multiple directors and you guys are doing this together, you can go into your Facebook group page for your studio, and you can also create an event there for your studio, which is really, really neat. I typically, just to keep it easy, just create an event. So I'm going to show you really quick how you create an event. Okay, entire screen. Okay, hopefully nothing is bad on here. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to this left-hand side and you're going to click events. Then you are going to create an event, and you want to create a private event. Okay, so then you don't have to do that yet unless you already have your flyer made, but just create the event, pop-up show and tell, from the comfort of your home, date and time. I always leave mine open for 24 hours, so you can put an end time, you don't have to, and then of course you want to put a little description there. Okay, so that's how you create an event page, which is really, really cool. Let's see, make sure I get all that. Okay, this is really important. Do not immediately share the link with your people, and just don't, because then they could go off like inviting a bunch of people and they don't know the protocol, and especially if they're new and they've never done this before, this is a great training opportunity for them. So you're going to communicate that, but don't share the link with your people. What I typically do is I will post the flyer in my unit page. I'm so sorry. I'll post a flyer in my unit page, and then I'll say something like, tomorrow night, I'm hosting a live pop-up skincare class for my customers. If you would like to be a part of that and invite your customers, just comment below. I'm in, please add me, and then I'll give you all of the instructions and directions and things like that. I want them to let me know they want in. I don't just add all my people right away. I want them to tell me that they want in, because I want to know that I'm not going to be doing all of the work for them, as in communicating sales and things like that. So I'll post, then I will personally reach out to my consultants, and where I start are my T people, my inactives, all of those people, because this could be a great way to get those people active again. I've had that happen several times. Moms just working, just getting too busy and putting their Mary Kay to the side, which of course they have the choice to do, but this kind of takes pressure off of them, and they get really excited about it because I'm the one doing the class. They don't have to. I get them sales. It's so cool. So I personally reach out to them, let them know. I also let them know that they do not have to be on live to participate. It is strongly encouraged, but if I'm giving them 24-hour notice and they work a 12-hour shift or something, like, I'm not going to expect them to be on. I do expect them to go back and watch and follow up with their customers if they add them, and if they want something, but I let them know to kind of take the pressure off and get them a little bit more excited, that they do not have to be on live. Most of them do get on live though, because they really love the participation. Let's see. And then of course, I'm going to reach out to my customers. Anyone who's rescheduled with me 3 or more times, I'll just say, hey, I know we haven't been able to get together yet, but I would love for you to see our skincare line. I'm actually hosting a live pop-up myself, and I'm going to be washing my face on live video, which is so cool. And so it's really, yeah, anyone who hasn't gotten in front of me basically is who I try and get a hold of. Okay, so anyone of my unit members that comments that they're in or that they want to participate, I immediately put them in either a Voxer group or a Facebook message group, or I create like a general Voxer about how this specific party or Facebook event is going to go, so they know what to expect, I know what to expect, and there's no surprises. So if something happens and they don't listen to me and I boot them out, then they know why. So I'll put them in a Voxer group, and here are kind of like my expectations and how I run the event and how I like to run them, just so things are smooth. So first of all, I get really excited. I tell them how excited I am that they decided to jump on board, and affirming their decision to expand their business and to learn a new way to work their business, which is really cool. Then I just say, next, I just want to go over some ground rules of how I run my Facebook events, and then we'll just continue on. So I tell them, of course, they want to invite individually. I have scripts prepared for them. If it's a very last minute pop-up, I may post them on the page, but it says personally invite. This is what is allowed on your Facebook, because of course we have all the legal stuff going on right now, so we have to be careful about that. But they are to invite people individually and get their permission or their RSVP to be added to the group, because that is super important. I cannot stand when people just randomly add me to their groups without asking me. I'm like, I didn't want to be a part of that. Like, come on. Make sure they know that, or telling the consultants to make sure that if their customer's like, oh, I'm so sorry, good luck, that they follow up with, oh, no worries if you can't be on live. It'll actually be open for 24 hours so you can watch back. So many people get excited about that because while some love the opportunity to just jump on a random like 24-hour pop-up show, some people are like, that's too much notice. Oh my gosh, that would be me. And so they have the option to get on later and be able to review everything. They'll have to, and I only leave it open for 24 hours to watch back, sometimes 48, but then people just kind of forget about it and that happens. When I let my consultants know when I go live, I will be handling everything from answering questions to talking about the skincare and things like that. And I'm going to be keeping up with the posts. I may not do it during the actual live event because sometimes I get really distracted. Some people are really good at like doing their stuff and then answering the questions and going back and forth. I can't do that always. And so I say in my intro, which I'll go over, is that I will answer all questions at the end once I finished everything, just so I can make sure I'm focused on you and exactly what you're needing from me. Let's see. And I also, keeping up with posts, answering questions. And that is crucial that the consultants do not interact like and comment like, oh my gosh, I love the microdermabrasion, or oh my god, it will totally mess me up. And I'm like, who are you? Why are you talking? Like, what's going on? They can like their customers' comments, but I really try and keep it just clean and about the customers, because if the consultant and the customer start getting in a conversation, like everything's going to be lost. People are going to be trying to read the comments and they're not focused on what I'm doing. And I want them focused on the skincare and the result, because you can see it through the video. Like sometimes if you're doing it, you may not be able to see it, but you can see the results, and that's what I want them focusing on, the results of my face. They can chat later with their person, and they can like things, but not to comment at all. And I let my consultant know if I see you repeatedly commenting and interacting and chatting, I will remove you, or I will have the other director or whatever that's with me remove you, because I want them focused and I want them to maximize their results on the event page. I know what I'm doing. I'm the director. I've got control of everything, okay? Let's see. So the outline of this is going to be very similar to any type of appointment you hold with your customers at a studio, a hotel, their home. It's the exact same thing. It's just live and it's interactive and it's really fun. So of course, I do my introduction. I do a little bit of my story in the beginning, telling them about how long I've been in my business, how grateful I am that they chose to spend their evening with me, and that I hope that they learned something beneficial, you know, just and how cool technology is, that I can work my business from anywhere and reach anybody. Of course, I have them enter for raffles different ways. And the raffle, it's seriously random. I never know what I'm going to do. It could be a brush set. It could be a eye makeup remover and a mascara. I don't do a raffle for every single thing. I just keep it to one raffle. Now, if it's like a huge group of 300, which I've never had, I may do a little bit more, but you just kind of got to find your feel. And whatever you do is fine. Even if it's a lipstick, if it's a lip gloss, it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. And so one of the first things I'll have them do is say, tag your consultant so she gets credit for you being here and that you get an entry into the raffle, and let me know where you're from. Say hi. So they'll tag their consultant. That's typically when the consultant may start to talk to them. Hey, how you doing? Da, da, da. Just make sure you say in your intro as well, consultants, I am so glad that you're here. If you're here for your training purposes, so excited. Just remember, don't comment. This is for the customers, and we will chat later. Things like whatever that looks like to you. Okay, so of course I do the infomercial about the charitable foundation, the products, the pink doing green, all of that. And then let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Then I actually do the skin care and I show them everything. I show them the bottle. I show them the amount I put in my hand. I wash my face, and it's very like real and raw. I mean, you're taking your face off in front of people you don't even know, and they could totally tell you you're ugly, and that's never happened, but it's just so cool as well, like to just be so real with people, and I think they like that. Well, I'm pretty sure they do. So I go through the whole skincare. Go through the whole thing. I do absolutely everything. I do cleanser, moisturizer, microderm, C serum, you know, whatever. I do everything. Then I do the deals, and I let them know it's only available for 24 hours. After that, they're null and void, just to kind of get the excitement going. I do whatever deal sheet I'm working with. And now if I'm doing like a color appointment or a skincare not skincare, sun care line, or just anything, body care line, whatever. I just come up with something creative. I'll just say, buy this package and get this item at 40% off, just whatever's going to work for you, to where the consultant is not losing a ton of money and just, giving away their store. You want to make sure that they're making some money. Of course, I let them know that we have a payment plan option. If they're like really want something, but they can't afford it right now, we have a payment plan option. Talk to your consultant about that. And then I'll say, if you spend X amount, depending on what I'm sampling on my face that night, if you spend X amount, you're going to get this many entries. If you spend this amount, you're going to get this many entries, into the raffle. It just totally depends. And then, I'll have them either private message their consultant for any products they want, or they can tag their consultant at that time and just say, I would like this. And then I usually have the consultant like private message them, and I tell them that make sure you private message them to get all their info, send them an invoice, or meet them tomorrow, depending on if they're local or non-local. I do this a lot for my out-of-state consultants back east, because they want more training and more facial time and things like that. Let's see. Okay, so there's that. Referrals. How do you get referrals in a pop-up show and tell? There's a bazillion ways, and you guys could probably think of a much better, easier wording than me. But typically what I'll do is I'll go through the deals first before I do referrals. And then I'll just say, if you guys had fun tonight, and this is totally just off the cuff, so you can perfect it however you want. If you guys had fun tonight and you are in your head thinking, oh my gosh, my friend Sherry would love something like this. She never gets out. She could never do a facial or she would love a facial or whatever, you can actually refer her to your consultant. So for anyone who private messages their consultant right now with 7 new names and numbers, or Facebook friend requests, like referrals that way, you're going to get an entry. And so I want you to think of people who really could use a pampering, and they will have the option to do an in-person facial with your consultant, or a live skincare class like this if they can't get away, things like that. So that's how I get referrals. Most, like 90% of the time, my people get referrals, 90% of the time. And then I'll do marketing. I also post the flyer of the deal, I'll say, because if you're doing a live Facebook event, when you look at it, it's backwards. So I'll turn the camera around and show them the deal sheet, and I'll go through and explain it. But then I will also post the PDF file or the picture or whatever on the event page so they can look at that. Then when I do the marketing, I don't do Mrs. Cab. I just go over facts. And so I'll say something like, and if you thought this was super fun and this may be something that you're interested in, like, how in the world will I get to do something like this? You get to make money by washing your face. What? Let me talk to you a little bit about how you would become a consultant, or how you would start your own business with Mary Kay. And I go over facts. I will ask questions here and there and just say, if you know the answer to this, or you think you know, comment and get an entry into the raffle. Just random when I think about it. Okay. And I do have an outline with me when I do this, but of course I can go off on a tangent at any time. So I do the marketing that way, and I talk a little bit about my experience, my story, a little bit more in depth, and I just do it that way. And then I do a call to action and just say, so if this is something you want to do, I'm going to post a picture of the starter kit with all of your tools, and I want you to comment A, B, or C, and this is what that means, and this is going to tell us what information to give you, or what information your consultant would need to give you after tonight's over. And so I'll post the flyer, and they'll comment with that. And then once it wraps up, I'll just say, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you learned something of value. And if you have any questions, please post below. I'm going to stay on here for about 30 minutes or so and answer your questions. And if I don't get to them tonight, I'll get to them tomorrow, things like that. And I'll also do the raffle tomorrow. So that's kind of how that goes. I hope that was super helpful. Really quick, I wanted to show you exactly how you do a Facebook Live event. So I'm just going to show you. So, okay, so I'm going to go to my upcoming event that I have. Okay, because again, we do not want to go live on our personal Facebook page. So my pop-up show and tell, sorry if you can't see this. So you're going to go here. We're going to scroll down where it says write something, and see right here where it says live video. That is where you go live. Okay, not your consultant, not the customer, you can go live. And I just love it because it's super It's super interactive, and you can really do this a million and one ways. Do what's fun to you. Talk about what's exciting to you. And people are just going to fall in love with you because you know what you're talking about. They see the difference. Like, my dark circles are so bad because of my thyroid disease. So when they see me do the firming eye cream, my eyes go from black to white. I mean, it is so awesome, and they get so excited about it. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and that you are able to host an amazing pop-up show with your unit members. Don't assume that they know what they're doing, because they don't. Talk them through it, guide them through it, be patient. If they comment one time, don't bite their head off, give them grace, use it as a coaching moment, and just say, oh my gosh, it seems like you know what you're doing. I can't wait to see you post your own, have your own pop-up show, but just be kind, be graceful, it'll be fine. And I'm so excited to hear all of your results. So I hope you have a wonderful time today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.